Hi, class. This is the next installment of House on Mango Street. I'm starting on page 23 in this recording with the vignette Louie, his cousin, and his other cousin. Downstairs from Memi's is a basement apartment that Memi's mother fixed up and rented to a Puerto Rican family, Louie's family. Louie is the oldest in the family of little sisters. He is my brother's friend, really, but I know he has two cousins and that his t-shirt never stayed tucked into his pants. Louie's girl cousin is older than us. She lives with Louie's family because her own family is in Puerto Rico. Her name is Marin or Maris or something like that. And she wears dark nylons all the time and lots of makeup she gets free from selling Avon. She can't go out, got to babysit with Louie's sisters, but she stands in the doorway a lot, all the time singing, clicking her fingers, the same song. Apple, peaches, pumpkin pie, you're in love and so's I. Da, 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 da. Louie has another cousin who only saw him once, but it was important. He was playing volleyball in the alley when he drove up in this great big yellow Cadillac with white walls and a yellow scarf tied around the mirror. Louie's cousin had his arm out the window. He honked a couple of times, and a lot of faces looked out from Louie's back window, and then a lot of people came out. Louie, Marin, and all the little sisters. Everybody looked inside the car and asked where he got it. There were white rugs and white leather seats. We all asked for a ride and asked where he got it. Louie's cousin said, "Get in." We each had to sit with one of Louie's little sisters on our lap, but that was okay. The seats were big and soft like a sofa, and there was a little white cat in the back window whose eyes lit up when the car stopped or turned. The windows didn't roll up like ordinary cars. Instead, there was a button that did it for you automatically. We rode up the alley and around the block 6 times, but Louie's cousin said he was going to make us walk home if we didn't stop playing with the windows or touching the FM radio. The 7th time we drove into the alley, we heard sirens. Real quiet at first, but then louder. Louie's cousin stopped the car right where we were and said, "Everybody out of the car!" Then he took off flooring that car into a yellow blur. We hardly had time to think when the cop car pulled into the alley, going just as fast. We saw the yellow Cadillac at the end of the block trying to make a left turn, but our alley is so tiny the car crashed into a lamppost. Marin screamed and we ran down the block to where the cop car's sirens spun a dizzy blue. The noise of that yellow Cadillac was all pleated, the nose of that yellow Cadillac was all pleated like an alligator's, and except for a bloody lip and a bruised forehead, Louie's cousin was okay. They put handcuffs on him and put him in the back seat of the cop car, and we all waved as they drove by. Okay, so now I'm going to start on page 26, the next vignette, Marin. Marin's boyfriend is in Puerto Rico. She shows us his letters and makes us promise not to tell anyone they're getting married when she goes back to PR. She says he didn't get a job yet, but she's saving the money she gets from selling Avon and taking care of her cousins. Marin says that if she stays here next year, she's going to get a real job downtown because that's where the best jobs are. Since you always get to look beautiful and get into nice clothes and you can meet someone in the subway who might marry you and take you to live in a big house far away. But next year, Louie's parents are going to send her back to her mother with a letter saying she's too much trouble. And that's too bad because I like Marin. She is older and knows lots of things. She's the one who told us how Davy and the baby's sister got pregnant and what cream is best to taking off mustache hair if you can't count the white flecks on your fingernail. You can know how many boys are thinking of you and lots of other things I can't remember now. We never see Marin until her aunt comes home from work, and even then she can only stay out in front. She is there every night with the radio. With the light of her aunt's room goes out, Marin lights a cigarette, and it doesn't matter if it's cold out or if the radio doesn't work or if we got nothing to say to each other. Um, what matters, Marin says, is for the boys to see us and for us to see them. And since Marin's skirts are shorter, and since her eyes are pretty, and since Marin is already older than us in many ways, the boys who do pass by say stupid things like, I'm in love with those two green apples you call for eyes. Give them to me, why don't you? And Marin just looks at them without even blinking and is not afraid. Marin, under the streetlight, dancing by herself, is singing the same song somewhere, I know. It's waiting for a car to stop, a star to fall, someone to change her life.